It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Today, we're going to be getting into Miss Nicki Minaj. Now, I know she's a very sensitive subject, not only in the world, in hip hop, but specifically on this channel, because there's some people that truly believe I mean no good for her in this lifetime. And unfortunately, this video is not going to help you see things any differently. However, we are going to be talking about an old lawsuit that is resurfaced online because she was demanded to pay $1 million for an unpaid show. Excuse me. She was paid money for a show that she never showed up to. And the promoter has been trying to collect for quite some time now. And now she's being ordered to show up in court so that this dispute can be handled. All right. We're also going to be talking about another issue which we spoke about before, which is how her father was victimized in a hit and run accident, and how the person that actually hit her father on the road is trying to demand that she be brought in to be deposed, questioned about her relationship with her father, because the guy that ran him over believes that her mother, as in Nicki's mother, should not be just, she shouldn't be compensated for the amount of money that she's asking for. And he's basically trying to use their relationship because he's basically saying they didn't have the best relationship, so she shouldn't be paid, in simplest terms. All right. But we're going to start with the unpaid, or the money that needs to be paid. All right. So Nicki Minaj has been ordered to appear in court over $1 million judgment owed to a concert promoter. She was instructed to show up to court after her company was ordered to pay $1 million, which In Touch can exclusively reveal. According to court documents, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge granted an application brought by promoter BS Associates Company Limited, demanding Nicki to show up for a financial examination. I hate the name of your company, BS Associates. It sounds like some bush, but we're going to keep it moving. Nicki was ordered to appear in court August 15th and furnish information to aid enforcement of a money judgment against her. The application told Nicki to come to court with information about her assets. BS Associates Limited, a British Virgin Islands-based promoter, was awarded the seven-figure sum from Nicki's company, Pink Personality. Now, I want to do a little quick pause for the cause, because if y'all can remember Ken Barbie's allegations against Nicki Minaj when he said that there was some sort of lien on her assets, a lien on her music royalties and publishing, he then showed different companies that she owned. Pink Personality happened to be one of those companies. I wasn't sure if she actually owned it, but wow. Again, I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if what Ken Barbie was saying at that time was accurate or true. I'm just saying that's what was posted. And now we have another incident here that's naming one of those companies. And now they're doing some checks and balances on her assets to see if she can pay. Got to talk about it, man. This is what's circulating. The promoter took Pink Personality to arbitration over Nicki failing to show for a scheduled concert. In court papers, BS Associates claim Nicki agreed to perform at a 2018 concert in China. So this shit goes all the way back to 2018 when she canceled her last tour. The promoter agreed to pay $1 million to Pink Personality for Nicki's performance. The money was sent to her talent agents at CAA per the suit. The funds were deposited into an escrow account. BS Associates claim Nicki asked for $250,000 to be released from the account a couple of weeks before the September 18, 2018 show. The promoter said that they agreed, and they released the $250,000 to her possession. However, they said Nicki failed to show up. BS Associates said Nicki and her agents said that she was open to rescheduling the date if additional funds were released. So she didn't show up for the first show. They gave her 250 racks. No show. Allegedly, she comes back and says, all right, we can reschedule this, but y'all got to send me another $250. To which they did. Don't know why, but I guess they really wanted to bring her out to China. Despite numerous attempts to reschedule, the promoter said Nicki never provided a new date for the show to be rescheduled. In arbitration, the promoter was awarded the full $1 million plus interest, which ended up being a total of $1.4 million. In November of 2023, BS Associates filed a petition in Los Angeles court asking for the judgment to be confirmed because that's where she lives now, which would allow it to start the collection process against Pink Personality. And of course, that's where the business is registered, I believe, as well. Nicki's company did not respond to the petition. In the filing, the promoter revealed CAA paid back the remaining $500,000 owed. The company asked that the LA court amend the arbitration judgment to reflect the money return. And that's crazy that your agency is paying the money back when she already received it. So they're paying on her behalf. And she still ain't made nobody whole. That's crazy. The company asked that the LA court amend the arbitration judgment due to reflect the money return. BS Associates asked that Pink Personality be ordered to pay $974,000 plus interest instead of the full $1.4 million. Earlier this year, the judge granted the petition and ordered Pink Personality was on the hook for $1 million. Okay? And the actual total is $1.63 million. In recent weeks, BS Associates asked the court for permission to grill Nicki's reps at William Morris Endeavor, which is her accountant and her financial advisor. Actually, it's not 1.63, but $1 million and 63,000. The company wants answers on her assets to determine the best strategy on what to seize to satisfy the debt. So now they're trying to seize her assets because she hasn't made good on the actual judgment, right? She hasn't paid anything back to them allegedly. They're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. We need our money. This is $1 million we're talking about. We paid you $500,000 in good faith and you don't want to pay up. You've caused us significant damages. You fucked up our reputation in our area, in our place of business, and you've gone ghost. She hasn't responded to anything. Okay? In a new filing, BS Associates asked the court to order that Nicki appear in court next month. Otherwise, they're going to have to start figuring out, hey, we're going to put something, we're going to take something from you to sell that motherfucker to get this cash back. It said the scheduled examination was mistakenly taken off the court calendar. That's weird. For the hearing, it wants her to bring her financial statements and information for review. The promoter said it has attempted to collect the judgment from Pink Personality for months, but have been unsuccessful. Nicki has yet to respond in court. She's currently on break from her Pink Friday 2 tour, and the second leg is scheduled to start in September. I'm sure she's made plenty of money on the road up to this point, and she's got plenty of money to come. So hopefully she could get this thing worked out. But it's not a good look. I mean, this situation's been following you for 5.5 years, and you don't even care. Damn it, man! What did you do with the $500,000 that you received? What did you invest that into? What did you create with that? What did you do? Right? I don't know, man. It's not a good look, though. That's what I can say with pure certainty. Okay? In other Nicki news, Nicki Minaj's mom is slamming the driver who fatally hit her husband for trying to depose Nicki in a $150 million battle. Hey, if your mom win it, she might could pay the motherfuckers off, huh? Now, the hit-and-run driver who fatally struck Nicki Minaj's father suffered a setback in his attempt to depose the rapper over song lyrics about her late dad. According to court documents, a New York judge has denied Charles Polovich's demand that Nicki answer questions under oath about her childhood. Nicki's mom, Carol Mirage, sued Charles over the February 2021 incident that unalived her husband, Robert Mirage. Again, he was unalived in a hit-and-run accident. Robert was walking across the street in Long Island when he was struck by a car. He was rushed to the local hospital, but then passed hours later. Law enforcement said the driver fled the scene before an ambulance showed up. Officers were able to identify Charles as the driver using surveillance footage. They claimed he drove home and covered the 1992 Volvo station wagon with a tarp. You sorry motherfucker. This is the same shit I said the first time I heard about this. Sorry motherfucker. Charles was charged with leaving the scene of an incident and tampering with physical evidence. In court documents, Charles was accused of briefly stopping after striking Robert. Prosecutor said he asked Robert, Nicki's father, if he was okay, but then did not call help before leaving. So he actually got out the car, stopped, and tried to ask him if he's okay. I guess when he found out he was unresponsive or something, he decided to jump back in his old ass whip and speed and hightail that bitch home and cover it in a tarp in the garage. Charles apologized for his actions and said he was heartsick since realizing the extent of the tragedy. What did you think the extent was when you saw him there laying there? He said there was no excuse for his behavior. In 2022, the court sentenced Charles to 1 year in jail. Who the fuck charges somebody 1 year in jail? It's crazy. But niggas do way less and get way more. I'm not cool with that shit. Before he checked in, Carol slammed him with a $150 million lawsuit. In court documents, Carol accused Charles of being negligent while driving on the day in question. Her lawyer said following the suit being filed, Charles Polovich was not only irresponsible and negligent in hitting Robert, but was more concerned about running away and hiding than actually seeking help. Polovich's behavior was criminal, cowardly, and immoral. We will hold him responsible for his reckless actions that led to Robert Mirage's death. At the time, a lawyer for Charles said that his client empathizes with the family, but the extent of his empathy stopped very abruptly, right? They say, however, he said the $150 million amount seems to be over the top. Charles denied all allegations of wrongdoing in the civil lawsuit, although he expresses severe guilt and empathy. So how you free of wrongdoing? He blamed Robert for being reckless, careless, and negligent in crossing the street. So he's saying it was his fault as to why he got hit. As part of the lawsuit, Charles grilled Carol about alleged DV by Robert. He claimed the topic was relevant due to Carol demanding $150 million in damages for her losing Robert's comfort and companionship. Charles pointed out that Nicki has lyrics where she's talked about her father being aggressive to her mother. In a 2018 interview, Nicki claimed her father drank very heavily and had been violent with her during her childhood. He demanded Nicki to be forced to sit for a deposition where he could ask her about these claims. So he's saying, because your daughter has made songs in which she alluded to him being an aggressive person, perhaps partaking in DV, there's no possible way that you could have ever received any sort of comfort and companionship from this man. How can you be eligible for this judgment, right? He's trying to use any trick in the book that he could find, and this is a new fucking low for me. Good God, that's low. Carol's lawyer opposed Nicki being deposed in the case. He argued that lyrics are not confirmed to contain any truth. He said a majority of, if not all, the lyrics contained in the millions of songs produced yearly are made up, false, fabricated, and do not actually contain true facts. Carol said she had been deposed twice, and Charles had the chance to get all the answers he wanted from her. She accused Charles of trying to drag Nicki into the case, to drag the litigation out, and called it a tactic to depose a celebrity. Her lawyer said Carol and the family should not have to be subjected to this harassment. Charles fired back, claiming Carol gave conflicting answers during her deposition. He argued this is why Nicki's testimony is important. At a recent hearing, the court found Nicki's lyrics pertaining to her father's alleged DV as directly relevant to Carol's claim for loss of services. I find that to be interesting. How the court gonna find that to be relevant? What y'all want her to do? Come to the court and say, I lied? Sounds like a pretty easy answer to me. I could tell you she lied straight up. Whether that shit happened or not in her childhood, she lied. I go in the booth and I make up stories. What else you want to know? You know what I'm saying? You think what I'm gonna come up here and go against my mama in a situation where you were at fault for taking my father away from me? You niggas is crazy. The court, this nigga Charles, his legal team, all y'all motherfuckers crazy. Somebody gonna have to pay up for something. I ain't cool with that shit. However, the court denied Charles' request because he failed to show that he tried to contact Nicki about the deposition, all right? So even though the court found that it would be relevant, they have no proof that he even took the step to get in contact with Nicki. The court says Charles has 30 days to submit proof that he reached out to her before the deposition request, will be granted. Otherwise, it'll get tossed out. Let me see you toss it up. Come on, man. Get that shit out of here. Say what you want about Nicki. This shit is way out of bounds. This shit is way out of hand. She lost her father. Her mother lost her husband. I don't know about what their personal life was like. I don't know what she experienced. But nonetheless, that was her husband. And they still were married. So pain and suffering, companionship, comfort lost, whatever, run that motherfucking money. And if y'all can't get access to 150 mil, pay whatever y'all motherfuckers could get access to, please and thank you. And I need that expeditiously. Fuck you mean. Okay? So that's what we've got on Nicki. Next up, we're going to get into rapper Destroy Lonely. Unfortunately for him, he's been called out. I won't even say unfortunately for him, but he's being accused of DV from an ex-girlfriend. He's now, he was on social media earlier trying to dispute the account from said ex-girlfriend, but then he turned around and deleted his, his resistance. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's real, but we're going to run down the story. So a young lady, she doesn't expose her real name on social media, but she goes by Aisha Mia on Twitter. She came out and let the yapper fly. We're going to talk about all of that in just a moment. Let's get it. She came out and showed a video on social media, allegedly of her best friend. Apparently her best friend was in Paris and the rapper Destroy Lonely followed her best friend into a public restroom trying to talk to her about her. Again, the video indicates that this happened. I don't know exactly what he was trying to talk to her about. By the time the young lady pulled out the phone to record, he was asking her to remove it. Okay? So let's pull that up so y'all can see. Give me a moment here.
Tell her what you just said. No, tell her what you I'm being so 100. I would never ever in my life. I would never ever in my life. Tell her. This is between us. Tell her how much you love her and what you just said.
So that was the friend in Paris. I don't know what he had just said, but she definitely wanted him to repeat it. And he was begging her to delete the footage. He said, this is not good for me. So clearly, he was guilty of something. I don't know what he was guilty of, but he ain't want to get out. The young lady says, I'm so over this ish. Niggas spend 2 years trying to make me the bad guy and I've been quiet. Now, I have not followed this story closely to know who's the bad guy or what she's been through, but we're going to go through some of the things that she said. She comes out and says, crybaby ass nigga, mad over Lucky. You verbally abused me for an entire 21-hour flight to Germany, and when I finally snapped and hit you, you choked me and then called my mom to play victim. All right. Now, Lucky is another artist in the industry. I think they're associated, but I don't know what her relationship with Lucky was. She says, cracked my head open in Germany after pushing me onto a bed frame and then threw all my ish in the hallway, all because I was tired and didn't want to get up at that exact second to roll a J. Now, due to the blood that was displayed on social media, I don't think it's my place to show all of it. I will take a screen cap so you can kind of get the gist of it. But y'all know YouTube and their sensitivity, they haven't been playing nice with me lately. And yeah, so I got to be careful about the stuff that I post so that they don't keep basically pouncing on me. All right. So I'm going to show y'all a quick screenshot of what it is I'm talking about because she posted it online. And then we'll move forward. So this is her proof of him allegedly pushing her into a bed frame and cracking her head because she was tired and didn't want to get up at the exact second that he wanted her to. All right, we're going to keep moving. She says, we were out once with at least 10 people. We argue. I want to sit in the car till the race over. You take one of my phones to try and stop me. I order an Uber to go. You hop in my Uber and slap me in the face 4 times. And then same night, you go cry on the song with Pink Panthers about it. We're going to have to run that back because I want y'all to understand what she's detailing here. She says they were out with at least 10 people around. They got in an argument. She wanted to sit in the car so they must have went to some race. I don't know if it was a drag race or if it was an official NASCAR race or something. She decided she wants to stay outside in the car rather than go in with him. He tries to take her phone so she can't. She ordered an Uber. He jumps in her Uber when she's trying to leave and began to put his hands on her, which is wild because in an Uber, you have a built-in witness in the driver. She says the same night he went and made a song with Pink Panthers where he starts crying about the situation, basically detailing some of the things that are going on with their relationship in the record, but probably trying to twist the narrative as if he was a victim or who knows. She says, how you create a whole fake world with me and act like you have autism and you were so abused growing up and nobody understands you just to keep me away from all the weird ish you really want to be on and live 2 different lives. That wasn't eloquently typed, but in so many words, she's saying that he's living a double life and he fooled her into or guilted her with this autism act, which I could see a manipulator trying to use, you know what I mean, for sympathy. I'm not saying he did this for sure. I'm just saying I could see someone using that. She says, last time I tweet, he say I do it for clout. But baby boy, you knew who I was before I ever knew you. In our whole relationship, you've been trying to break me apart for having a life before I started dating you. Didn't want to hang with people I've been around and talk ish about me. You weird. Now, I don't know exactly who this woman is. It does look like she posts some scantily clad photos online. It's very possible she could be into the OnlyFans profession. I don't know that to be true, but again, she has no problem showing her body online. And I'm not talking about bikini body. I'm talking about pretty much naked. That doesn't mean that she deserves this treatment. That doesn't mean that she's any less of a person. I'm just saying when she says you knew who I was, perhaps that's something he used against her for his outbursts, allegedly. She says, just weird as F. I couldn't even listen to Don Toliver. Anytime I tried, he either make fun of me or call him gay. Then the second we stopped talking for a month, you go record music with him and send it to me verbatim. Now I see why you like him so much. So now he's even shaming her for listening to other artists He's an artist himself, by the way. She's bumping Don Toliver. He say, cut that gay nigga off. Next thing you know, he's got a song with him. Wow. She said, I never called the cops on Bobby. Arrested the day of. We fought for hours in an apartment and downstairs, and he started shouting that he didn't know me and I'm a hoe. Already dating for a year plus. He then slammed me on the floor in front of security guard, 2 grown men, who then called the cops on him. At least they called the police. Sheesh. Hold on, y'all. Let us continue. She says, you tried to instill this quote unquote dark, nobody can know what we do life. And if you look at his photos online, you can see that he tries to have this very mysterious type of image. Very dark. Doesn't have very many photos. Most of his photos are dark. Monochrome lifestyle shit going on. I don't know what he got going on, man. Let me continue what she says. Dark, nobody can know what we do life and act like if I post myself anywhere, you'll lose aura points. Cried over every pic I ever posted. Called me a whore, hoe user. Anytime I posted anything you ain't want me to post. Now you exactly where you want to be. Okay, so he tried to shame her. He tried to shame her and say anything you post is going to affect me negatively. If people find out what you be posting, they're going to make a mockery out of me. Wow. She says, in Tokyo, he wanted me to go to one of our friends' events. We had just argued, so I wanted to chill instead. Verbally fight. I leave hotel. You follow me for the entire 20-minute walk. I give up and walk back to the hotel. You snap and choke and drag me 3 times by my neck at the Edition. This was extremely toxic. Wow. She says, every fight has come from me either saying no or wanting to leave his physical presence or me having my own mouth and thoughts. Then playing manipulation games and trying to blame me. I've snapped back out of protecting myself multiple times. I don't wake up and beat on anyone. So apparently at a certain point she began, defending herself or having a, I guess, somewhat mutually abusive interaction. You know what I'm saying? So they were hitting on each other at a certain point. She says, on his birthday last, I wore a white dress for him. He loved it. Then the second we get around Playboy Cardi, who he signed to, he gonna tell me I embarrassed him, that I wore that dress so Cardi could see my vajayjay, then called me a whore about it for months. Nigga, you are embarrassing. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. She says, not letting anyone taint my character when I really just be chilling and unbothered and never speak on nothing. Called me your wife, ring and all you got is me and music. Act like you in it for other reasons. Talk ish about everyone around you, then turn around and smile in their face and talk about me. You have no loyalty to anyone. You knew this was coming. That's why you hid from me since. You hid in LA and Miami and didn't want to come home and tried to tell everybody you single. Mind you, I'm really just at home ignoring you, blowing up my phone day and night. Then flew to New York about a week and some change ago to try to come get me back. Like you can die where you at, for real. Jesus. She says, broke up with him because the second to last time we were together, he had a knife in his hand in front of everyone we knew and said word for word, I'ma kill this. And we were apart for 3 months after. She said this all came from him finding texts in my phone with my friend saying I might break up with him when we get back from LA because I ain't feeling his energy no more. We tried to fix that, but he kept playing victim. So she broke up with him when he allegedly threatened to unalive her in front of their friends. She says, I have my reasons. We all do. The more Lone told me I was a user and that I didn't actually love him was mind games enough. Okay, so she puts it out there that she was being mind fucked the entire time and that he had put his hands on her multiple times, choked her, restricted her breathing, slapped her, all of these different things. She does admit that she's also put hands on him at certain points, but that ain't no excuse for him. So yeah, she's been off of social media for about 9 hours now. She hasn't said anything additional. But again, Destroy Lonely himself has come out and said some things. Okay? So here's what he had to say about the situation in some since deleted responses. Okay, let's get to it. Where's his response? He says, "Hoes mad." Oh my God, that's how you start. Hoes mad. Everybody know the true story. Not doing no clout cap for you. He says she beat on me 1,000 times. Want to post a fake ass injury. Never crack nobody's skull. Ask my manager. He says everybody who know me in real life know this ish taint facts or me. I'm not proving myself to the internet or no woman. I ain't gonna lie, brother. If you was innocent, your responses don't do you no favors. Okay. What else did he say? What else did he have to say? Is that all? That was the best you had? That was the way you defended yourself? And then you deleted all of it? I can't say what you do or didn't do, but I can tell you fucked up today. You fucked up bad. Hoes mad? I'm not going to explain myself for no internet or no women? Well, how exactly do you view women? I ain't going to explain myself for no woman. You know, when you say shit like that, it kind of lets people know what's going on. You're not doing yourself any favors, sir. Now, again, I can't say what you do or didn't do. He claims that she was the one that was aggressive at all times towards him and that she was the aggressor. And she did it thousands of times, which I doubt was 1,000 times. But whatever the case, he can acknowledge that things did get a little out of hand. She said that things were always that way for the most part. You can deduce of that what you will, and we'll see if there's any further updates that come from this in the future. Again, she hasn't said anything in about 9 hours. He hasn't really said anything else, and whatever he did say was deleted. It took for others online to screen cap his tweets. So this is an ongoing story, and to be honest, I just hope that everybody figures it out. You know what I mean? Safety, mental health, all that stuff. I hope everybody figures it out. You know what I mean? But this ain't a good look. Let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I will catch y'all on the next one. All right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace. King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. First I'm out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.